This piece is important to me because the lady in the sari is a story in itself. And if you can all come this way, we'll start with the story here. And I'll let you come down the steps afterwards. So if you can come right here for a moment now. As I've traveled and as I've heard and as I've told, I've always heard or had a concept from, a derived concept from people, that is, that an Indian woman is not granted the space in her world. And I wanted to just say that's not true, and how is it not true? And I think there are many households like that as well. Sometimes we underestimate that household or the female that's around. This particular piece is done on a 5 yards, somewhere, I haven't exactly measured, but somewhere there. And the concept came that I wanted to add it to this collection here. This lady is a girl child born in a family. We are always born in a family, a large family, extended family, as it were. This is here we call them extended. Where I was raised, we were called joint family. The girl child is very free. The girl child, like in Mombasa, is never really restricted, but there are boundaries to keep her safe, which I think we do in the South as well. The girl child my mother grew up wearing such an outfit, which is there's no cover on the top except a shirt or a blouse and a skirt that was long. They didn't have short dresses. As this girl, if you see these are anklets on Indian women. When you walk around India, especially when I was around, they make a sound. So you always knew where the girl was, where the woman was. And it was a good safety precaution. India went through a lot of adversities because of the migration from the West through Afghanistan and Pakistan. Dominant males would come and raid homes. That precaution and protection had to be indigenous to the way of their life. When we come here, this little girl grows up. And so if you can come round, and this became the significant part of this exhibit because it's a face. My thought is that she is extremely confident. She's raised to want to marry, and she is raised to be able to look good and to challenge herself into her new life. She knows she's leaving her old life, and she knows she's going to go into a new life. If you have ever attended a Hindu wedding, you'll see the bride cry as she leaves. It's because it's a phenomena that we leave a house. So she's about to get married. She's cladded, but I've made her sure that I've not shown that aspect on this face. For me, she's exposing herself, saying, I am ready, and I'm heading towards what I want to. Some of these fabrics are my own, and I have brought flowers around her, happiness around her, and I've taken her to her home here. So come on round. With worldly art, I showcase her village. I showcase the village. It can be my home, it can be anybody's home, but with some works that are very much part of India, which is cleaning, cooking, looking after animals, being around, because that's what my grandmom and my mom did, right? Within that is worldly art exposure. They're happy. There's work around the village, but she's learning as she goes. But what happens to a woman after she's learned? She becomes the adult. As a generation passed, she becomes the matriarch. So this matriarch is who I fell in love with, which is my mom and my grandma. And as this matriarch comes through, and I portrayed her as a widow, only because I didn't want her to be part of any situation that was going to be limited. So come and see who she is here. Now the widows in India, generally, in the past, now things are changing significantly. Internet changed everything. Wore white or blue saris of such nature, and I chose blue. I chose flowers to make sure that it portrays that she's happy. She can come out and do what she wants, but she chooses to respect. She's reflecting on her past and looking at what's going on, and she's taking these trees and reflecting them as glossy. Nice work, thank you. I did what I was supposed to. As she goes away and she translates herself in death to what we call moksha, heaven, she is given a good farewell. A lady in a sari.